Hi, welcome to the TEAconf talks. Triple Entry Accounting, or T, is set to revolutionise accounting by creating a unique, verified transaction history for every company. By reducing fraud, enhancing transparency and regenerating trust, T is paving the way for a more secure and accountable future. As a transformative synthesis of accounting and cryptography, it's changing the foundation of accounting systems. So, in advance of the second Triple Entry Accounting Conference, we're going to be hosting a series of short talks on current topics and activities in T. In today's episode, we're joined by Torje Vingen Sunde, CTO of Abendum, to discuss how T delivers accounting beyond doubt. Before we start, let me remind you that the second Triple Entry Accounting Conference is on April the 25th and 26th this year in Malta. So please come to TEAconf.org to get more information and purchase your tickets. So to the talk. Hi Torje, thanks so much for joining us. Please could you introduce yourself and say a few words about who you are and what you do?
Thank you for having me. Yeah, my background is from auditing. I used to work as an auditor, worked in KPMG, for those who are familiar with those big four auditing companies. And I saw a way to make the audit more efficient when I stumbled across triple entry accounting. I read Ian Grigg's paper from 2005, and as I did the audits, I was thinking, what if we could use triple entry accounting to make the quality better and the speed better? So I quit my job as an auditor and got a degree in computer science, and met Stefan Nilsson, who is the co-founder of UNISOT, and he also founded Abendum. And we started to look into how we could use triple entry accounting on the blockchain to automate auditing.
Amazing, amazing. So you're going to tell us a little bit about how what you do works. So the first thing I was wondering, your paper introduces the concept of financial fingerprints. Can you explain what these are and their role in T?
Yeah, so a financial fingerprint is made by formatting and encrypting a normal double entry accounting record. So the fingerprints are used as a third entry to the blockchain, where the public blockchain is the third ledger, if you want. The fingerprints are designed to give immutable logging, seamless reconciliation and verification of accounting records. This was one of the big repetitive tasks I saw as an auditor that could give value.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. But obviously, as with everything new, there are challenges. Can you briefly explain the main challenges with double entry accounting systems and how triple entry accounting addresses them?
Yeah, so there are two main challenges with double entry accounting. The first challenge is that double entry accounting systems store data in isolated databases. So the data are cumbersome to move, share, reconcile, and verify. This includes cloud-based systems as well. Secondly, the oldest trick in a book for double entry accounting is to keep several sets of books, meaning that you can show alternative versions of the accounting to different people. Copy-pasting digital files may have made this even easier. So in the paper, I described triple entry accounting as a tool for auditors that solve these two challenges. So, first, the data isolation problem is solved because the financial fingerprints as a third entry is recorded in a public blockchain. The public nature of blockchain makes each accounting record easily verifiable in real time. Secondly, the problem of keeping several sets of books is solved by keeping immutable logging to the public blockchain. So, for example, let's say you have you expect to do 1 million accounting records during an accounting year. Before the year begins, you line up a set of 1 million valid one-time expendable pens with slightly different colors, and you're committing to sign each accounting record with the next pen in the set. There's only enough ink in each pen to sign once. The signing is written in an immutable stone tablet somewhere public, let's say the town square, representing the blockchain. At the end of the year, you can match each accounting entry with each expended pen. They should match both ways. If a foreign pen not belonging to the set is used, then you have a red flag indicating mistakes or fraud. So in this example, the pens represent UTXOs, one key pair for each UTXO, which is the way the Bitcoin blockchain was supposed to work to preserve privacy. And the town square stone tablet represents a public blockchain.
I love a good analogy, and that is actually one of the best analogies I've heard. It makes it very, very accessible. So what I'm wondering is, as we all know, upgrading systems is one of the huge kind of challenges when we start talking about technology. And there are existing double entry systems throughout the world. Could you explain how T integrates with these?
Yes. So triple entry accounting integrates with existing double entry systems just as easily as any bank integration or other API integration with your software accounting software. It only needs to set up and authorize once, and then it will run quickly in the background. You don't need to understand it to use it. It's really only the auditors who needs to understand it.
Brilliant. So if you had to summarize how triple entry accounting enhances the audit process, how would you say it does that?
So triple entry accounting upgrades the quality of our accounting records by making them verifiable and immutable. This means that you can provide the auditor with more and better data, improving the quality and speed of the audit. Another problem for auditors is the high workload after each accounting year. By using triple entry accounting, auditors can distribute their workload more evenly throughout the year because the audit evidence becomes available in real time, enabling continuous audits.
So you mentioned a public blockchain. What I'd be interested to know is how triple entry accounting addresses confidentiality, given that you're using a public blockchain.
Even though triple entry accounting is used on a public blockchain, confidentiality is fully preserved. The financial fingerprints recorded on the blockchain in triple entry accounting are encrypted and hashed, and this preserves confidentiality. So a hash is basically you take any amount of information, it could be a whole book, for example. When you hash it, it condenses it down to, let's say, a 40 character long string that doesn't make sense for any human. And this process of hashing is not reversible. So obviously out of this 40 character long string, you can't make a whole book out of this. So because it compresses all the information, it's not reversible. So that's why it's putting a hash on the blockchain is basically, it makes it very confidential, but at the same time it maintains the integrity of the data, meaning that you can know that there has been no unauthorized changes to the data.
Those really sound like compelling benefits. You mentioned privacy previously. Could you explain how triple entry accounting addresses confidentiality, given that we're talking about a public blockchain?
So even though triple entry accounting is used on a public blockchain, confidentiality is still fully preserved. The financial fingerprints recorded onto the blockchain in triple entry accounting are encrypted and hashed, so this preserves the confidentiality.
Interesting. And what would you say is the key takeaway for any business that's considering adopting triple entry accounting?
The key takeaway for triple entry accounting is that it gives more automation of audits, and the CFO gets to upgrade their technology and quality for accounting records to a format that is verifiable. Triple entry accounting provides value even before the network effect begins by providing an immutable logging. For example, the audit procedures addressing management override of controls are crucial because this is one of the few risks that is always present, as stated in the ISA standard 240. Therefore, the auditor must always design and perform audit procedures aimed at the risk of management override, as outlined in the ISA. One such audit procedure could be to implement triple entry accounting. If a business is not already using triple entry accounting, their auditors can suggest clients to use triple entry accounting. Importantly, suggesting their client to start using triple entry will not influence the auditor's independence. Auditors can maintain independence because triple entry accounting does not process any accounting numbers. It only does immutable logging. It is regulated as outsourcing or service organization under ISA 402.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for addressing those practical concerns, because as well as understanding how triple entry accounting might benefit someone's business, people always want to know what the overheads or the complexities are, and that's a great explanation. That was a great overview. Obviously, it's great to hear people talking in greater detail about this. And with that in mind, you presented at the first TEA conference. Could you tell me briefly why you decided to speak there and how you found the overall experience?
Yes, I got to present the paper about triple entry accounting and how to practically implement it, because I like it to be practically implemented. And discuss this as well as the ideas around triple entry accounting with the attendees, and has made new connections and experts within triple entry accounting and blockchain. And so it's a great event if you want to learn and also discover ideas, and even test your ideas if you have some ideas.
Yes, because there's always interesting debate and challenge and so on. And you're planning to be at the next TEA conference in April, aren't you? What are you looking forward to specifically?
Basically more of the same as the first conference. I really liked the first conference. Making more connections and getting new ideas and testing the ideas, discussing it.
Amazing, excellent. Thanks for the very clear explanation and the great discussion, Torje. Just a reminder for everyone listening that the second Triple Entry Accounting Conference, TEAconf, is happening on April the 25th and 26th, 2025 in Malta. The conference is a two-day forum for researchers, practitioners and regulators to explore the latest advancements, applications and future potential of this framework. Find more information and get your tickets at TEAconf.org. Join us in shaping the future of business and finance. See you in Malta.